All right, so the sun is setting upon your seventh day into your journey into the jungles of Krazik, which was your arrival at Camp Righteous, which was one of mystery and some unease after finding the camp had been abandoned and to some extent destroyed in what appears to be the last month or two, by your estimations. Um, you uncovered some journal pages that you were able to kind of get a glimpse into the last about 6 months of camp. But there's still some mystery that's kind of hanging around what may or may not have happened here at Camp Righteous. You were able to accomplish what the members of the Order of the Gauntlet that were here before could not, as you made your way successfully through the Shrine of the Man in Crocodile, where in the end you found a cloak of the crocodile, which was the cloak of the manta ray, just reskinned with crocodile shit. A figurine of the crocodile, wondrous figurine, that is the Crocodile of Travail, which is just like the goat of Travail, if you look that up. And lastly was this kind of clay jug, kind of big, large jug made out of clay with similar man and crocodile motifs carved into it and kind of painted upon it. But we finished our session after you had traversed the traps of this place and started kind of cleaning it out, essentially moving probably some of the bones aside, maybe throwing some into the pit or something so you don't have to sleep upon them as you're getting ready to take up a watch within the 4 stone walls that you kind of had here, giving you some protections as the only entrance would be down the long hallway full of pit traps. So hopefully you know if somebody was coming or something, I should say. But yeah, we'll jump in there because I know I have this hashtag healing note written right here on the map. So I think some people maybe wanted to heal before we laid our heads to rest.
This seems like a good idea.
So we can do that. So we have things to do. What's that? It's a minute. So pretty much okay. Everybody's dying.
Almost as good.
Yeah, Mythos is not here, so Maddie also. Vodka's okay. Zendala is not.
All right. Well,
Brett's pretty hurt.
we'll start.
Yeah, I'm hurt too.
I need to keep track of this too. Keep track of how much you guys actually heal for, and then just let me know at the end. We're gonna put down a totem.
Okay.
It's just gonna heal everybody for 4 because we're level 4.
Great.
Then we're going to.
Is that every human in here?
That is anyone with. Well, I guess it'd be anyone within 5 feet.
Okay,
so presuming that everyone can huddle together for warmth and all that.
Yeah, and that doesn't matter about the amount, right? So, like, if Azaka takes full, she's not taking any away from him.
No, it's just any creature within 5 feet restores hit points equal to my level.
Awesome.
Just by placing it on the ground.
Azaka will take
so +4 for everybody. And then we're going to. I need to see. Where am I at spell wise? I have 2 of those left. All right. So we're going to cast, or not we're going to cast, we're going to summon a healing spirit, which is a unicorn. And what that's going to allow is that anyone within 30 feet, if I cast a spell, that restores hit points. Any creature in the aura can also regain hit points for my shaman level. So we'll cast that. And then I have 2 spell slots for healing. Who needs them the most? It would be 2 level 2 cure wounds.
I'm at 13 hit points right now.
So
We'll give 1 to
17 here.
you. So you'll get 13 plus 4, 17.
Nice.
Is it plus 4 more from the original, or this is a new 4?
This is a new 4.
Okay.
So you get 4 for the totem. You'll get 13 for the spell. You'll get plus 4 for the healing unicorn.
Okay.
And then you'll also get plus 4 for my spiritual healing feat that I have. That
Got
also gets you level. As long
Got
as
it.
Michael's okay with all of those stacking, even though
Yep.
they're the same plus per level.
Absolutely.
Okay. Well, I think that was 21, and that
Cool.
gets me up to 34 now, so I'm fine.
And then because that is a spell, everybody in the aura of my unicorn gets another plus 4.
Oh yeah.
So is Tiny dying tonight, Michael? Is that how this works? Like you're letting all this happen?
He looked at it. He's revamped a few things, so he's read through all this, so he's
Okay.
aware.
Nice.
I've made some adjustments that
Yeah.
I think are cool, and
And he didn't really, he didn't crush my hopes and dreams, except for the feet doubled stuff. But I knew that was gonna I knew that was not realistic. But we haven't talked about my totems making people fly yet, though.
Yeah, we will figure that out.
Although, yeah, that's the thing. I just need to email and be like, here's all the totems I have, and just delete what you want.
Yeah,
We'll adjust, but
we'll get into that at some
and I can go through too, because going back after that from last week, it's kind of like some of those are just like nah.
At some point, it really won't matter who can fly, but
true, yeah. So then, where are you at? What's your name? It says Will. Change your name, damn it.
it does say well.
I don't remember what your name is. Viking Man. Grandpa. What are you at HP wise now? Gorm. There we go.
Did that even come up in the chat? I don't even see it.
I could see
It
you
just said
typing,
Gorm. It just said Gorm was typing.
but it didn't. 1.
Is that one?
No, that
That's
was
kids.
just me getting my name in the chat.
There's no
Yes, I'm
way.
at 1.
He feels like he's at one.
He's immune to healing? I healed all of that and he lost hit points?
Yeah, you can
He's-
actually only heal living creatures, and he is undead.
Yeah, it's killing me.
Surprise.
It's
Surprise.
literally killing me. 21 out of 39.
Okay. This is so I'm gonna use a cantrip on you instead, which is just closing wounds, which just allows you to roll a hit die. Plus your con.
Yeah, which that's not bad. Because you are going to likely get some good sleep tonight in this case.
Yeah. And then I'm gonna do the same for me. Let's see, make sure. Yeah, okay. There's no limit on that. For me, cool. And then I'm gonna do cure wounds on Zendala.
Heck yeah! Heal me!
Did she heal the +4?
Yes.
I healed
The original +4. Yeah.
the original +4 for putting the totem down, and then the +4
And then the second
when I
+4.
cast the spell. Okay, cool.
Correct. Yeah.
Then we'll just do not that one. Damn!
Holy crap. That's awesome. 18 plus.
It'd be 18 plus 4 if she has if 18 doesn't do it.
Beautiful.
Actually be 18 plus 8. Because it'd be 4 for the spirit and then 4 for my feet.
She's feeling great.
Yeah. Can I use that? Does spirit include me? Shouldn't it? That makes sense.
I would think so.
Any creature inside the aura. So yeah.
Yeah.
So add 4 for me, add 4 for me again. It's plus 8. That gets me. Oh yeah, that's good. I'm done healing. Yay!
You.
Congrats, team.
I'm so broken.
Is that my unicorn?
Yeah, I threw it on there just for fun. You didn't see me throw him on there? Look at that majestic creature. And then it dies. And it screams as it dies. Oh, God!
I don't think it.
Why have you done this? That's what it does. You've taken all my vitality and given it to your friends. Why?
We'll see you tomorrow when I need you again.
You don't understand. It's a different guy.
It's different.
He says as he dies. It's terrible. Terrible stuff. There's not an unlimited supply of us back where you're taking us from. Okay. Wow. So everybody's feeling good. Except Tiny, who's hopefully out of spells.
We don't even need a rest, except yeah, I do. I need spells back. And totems back.
Is there anything of note anyone wants to do before rest time? Zendala has identified 2 of your things, one of which is a cloak of the crocodile, and one is a figurine of the crocodile, which I believe we put what they did in the chat last time. But the Croc of Travail becomes a giant crocodile for up to 3 hours. Once it has been used in this way, it can't be used again until 30 days have passed. Giant crocodile is big boy. But there you go. Cool thing. Have a crocodile friend. And the cloak, I believe, gives you a swim speed. And I don't know if that's it.
Manta ray. Well,
Yeah.
sort of.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
it's like the manta ray.
It's
Cloak, right?
exactly as if it were a manta ray cloak, but it doesn't look like a manta ray. It looks like a cool crocodile. 60 feet swim speed, and you can breathe underwater. Neat. Both non-attunement items. But she is unsure what that other thing is. The clay
Cool.
jug. So you have these things.
Michael, where are the doors?
Like right at the front, like right in here, right.
Okay.
here,
So if we're going to sleep inside,
right here.
the room we're at is the best room.
Yeah, so there is a door, like right behind Gamos as well, that you could shut, and you're on the high grounds too.
Yeah.
So depending on where you want to set up your watches, like a person on watch, for example, like where Maddie is, like she would be basically like on the outer ledge of that door, looking into the darkness, obviously outside, but she would be basically watching that door, which you guys could close if you wanted to.
That's I want to close. I want to at least maybe not like shut it, but close it 90, 95%, just so that
Yeah, and you'll
if
recall
someone does come, they're
like,
like, "Oh, wait, why is that door open?" You know.
yeah, you could someone could carefully go back and do that.
Cool.
You guys
Let's
still
do
have the pitons hammered in, so that you don't have to worry about the scythe trap. And then well, there was markings on the floor, but I think someone picked them up. I don't remember. It's funny
I
either
think
way.
Brett said he wanted to ride the alligator down there.
Yeah, there you go. Take the alligator out for a spin.
Oh, yeah.
You won't need them for 30 days. It's just might as well just take them out for a spin.
Naturally.
So yeah, you guys could shut those doors to the outside. They're like if you remember, they're basically like big wooden pieces of like sheets of plywood and stuff that were just kind of like propped up there. But you guys could set them up in that same way that they were. And yeah, you could either shut your door or just, keep it open, keep somebody that's on watch out front looking down that long hall, and try to get some rest in this shrine. Unless there's anything else that anyone need or want to do before sleep times.
You said that jug was on top of a pillar.
Yeah, it was.
Can we just take a look at that? I'm assuming that's what sprung the trout, but can we?
It is, yeah. When you grabbed that jug, that seemed to spring that trap. Very Indiana Jonesy of it. That was at the top of that horrifying pillar that Gorm almost died upon. That he magically was misted up there, I believe. If I'm remembering what Mythos did. Anything else? Just looking up, just making sure your surroundings are chill. If you want to, we've already rolled the Arcana check, but if you want to investigate the jug, you can. But that is about it. That I can. Who knows what that would return?
Kind of leery of it at this point.
Fair enough.
Especially in the same room.
Also fair enough. So the jug just kind of now sitting in the corner. Everyone's staring at it from across the way. All right. So on this, the 7th day, going into day 8. I wish I had a calendar on here. Okay. So this night is Brett, Zendala, Mythos, Gamos. Is your evening. And first 2 watches go fine and normal and dandy, and then a storm kind of starts up near the end of Zendala's watch and toward at the beginning of Mythos's watch, and who's to say if anything happens, because those are NPCs in Mythos and he's not here, so that watch goes really well, and no one dies. But as is tradition, as Gamos gets up for his watch where he joins Mythos, Gamos, you kind of find Mythos just chilling out here with his legs, dangling over the wall, just looking out into the darkness of this place towards that door that you guys kind of makeshift put up there, which is cool because now I can put like a little thing there and scare you. I wish that's not how that thing works. Okay, cool. Would have been way more fun if I could figure out how to. Oh, there we go. Just a little crack in it. Just a little crack.
Ah, there we go.
Perfect. Totally worth it, I would say.
Got me immersed now, Michael.
Yeah, thank you. This is a really, if you look sideways, it's like a weird building that we're in with a spire on top. But anyway, you find him kind of sitting out there, just chilling, whatever Mythos does when he's totally by himself, who knows. But kind of dangling his feet over. And he will actually let you know, Gamos, as you get up and join him, that as he was getting up to take over the watch, that Azaka had also gotten up and said she was going to go outside and start kind of like patrolling the area. She said she felt uneasy in here, and I'm going to give him a little roll just because I'm curious. Boom. Always have me roll. And yeah, he was a little weary at first, but she seemed pretty like determined that that's what she wanted to do. And as Mythos says, he's not gonna get in her way, strong armor in this endeavor. But he was a little like he'll tell you, Gamos, that there was something about her that was a little like strange that he hadn't really seen from her before. She's still that he hadn't really seen from her before. And he's not really sure how to put it. It was like nervousness, but not in a way that made him feel like necessarily like nervous in a way that is like she wasn't being sketchy in the sense, but she was being like I don't know. There was just something very like she was uncomfortable, and yeah, something very just kind of off about her demeanor, and she was like almost a little hurried about it, but that she said she was going to go hunting, and basically try and pick up some easy breakfast that, becoming a predator is easier to do in the nighttime. It's kind of what her
Right. And she's been gone his whole shift, right?
yeah, she's been gone about 2 hours.
There's probably no quiet way for Gamos to get down there.
Maybe not, mayhaps not. It is, there is a light rain outside currently that's helping to cover up, the noise of large hooves. But
Well, I'm worried about falling and waking everybody up in the middle of the night for no good reason.
flaming explosions. And
Yeah,
things like that.
falling down a pit.
Yeah, that's fair. So what you know from like previous, experience with her is she has done some hunting before and kind of got you guys food and such on your trip, but as far as you're aware, nothing. Basically at midnight, in the middle of the night. So that is a little like.
This is we haven't heard her do this yet, like at this point in the night before, right?
Yeah, exactly. So she hasn't brought up the fact that it's easier to hunt things at night before, so I'm gonna do that or whatever.
I think Amos will just sit tight.
Yeah, give her the benefit of the doubt. That's kind of Mythos as a take at this point. And see what happens. So you guys kind of wait. The showers, the storm kind of continues on for a while, on and off. It doesn't seem to get worse or crazy at any point. Just kind of rolls on and then kind of subdues and rolls on for the next hour or hour and a half. And in the wee hours of the morning, as you can start to see kind of light starting to shine, Gamos, make a perception check for me. Go.
That's not an advantage. That's 15.
Yeah. You hear the distant sound of like thumping, maybe. It almost sounds like chopping wood. And it's like somewhat rhythmic and then a little like not for a few seconds and then rhythmic, and then it just kind of like stops after a period of time. No more than a few minutes. Probably not even.
Sound like normal log cutting.
Hard to tell. Hard to tell from where you are, but there were impacts of wood that you could definitely hear. That your kind of best analog sound is like an axe hitting a tree.
She's probably just getting firewood.
Yeah.
Totally.
Who knows? And the morning comes fully now. And people are starting to stir inside. You have all got a full rest. I'm just going to give Mythos' hit points and everything now. So you do regain all your hit points back and all of your other shit. Expendables and hit dice, as this is your first kind of full rest in the safety of this place, in like safe walls, basically.
Gorm, emboldened by his Indiana Jones moment, is back to giving his inspiring speech in the morning for 6 temp hit points to everybody,
Awesome.
including the axe peak.
The axe peak is not inside with you currently. Who knows where the axe peak is? How do I give them can I just give you +6? Then you have a long bar. Oh, I like it. Nice. She just has an extended bar now. I'm into that. That's way easier for me. Yeah, so as everybody's kind of starting to stir and Gorm starts giving his speech about how good he was yesterday, probably. Gamos, you hear I'll carry. Well, I'll give you another perception check, actually.
Could Gamos, after everyone started stirring, was gonna go like try and get down to the.
Are you gonna wait for the speech? The 10.
Can you hear it
how
echo
long
through
do-
the building?
Yeah, well, Gorm is a throaty guy. Is it just hearing? You just have to hear it, right? I don't think you need to be within 5 feet or anything like that. Yeah, so you can start making your way down there.
Oh, it does say 30 feet.
Maybe you can make it at the top of the.
Yeah, you can get to like this portion here. I think you still be within 30 feet, basically.
Yeah, like it'll take me a second to climb down.
Yeah,
The
and
fire pit one.
Gorm can walk over there and start yelling at you to keep you in the know as you're making your way down there.
But you wanted another perception, right?
Yeah, I think another perception is good, and it's the DC is lowered, but 8 isn't great. But there are some things that I have to possibly do to make sure that how great 8 really is or isn't. Don't mind me.
It's all right. The amount of times that you said Mythos was dangling his legs down, I was like, all right, he's going to get eaten by a shark. His feet are dangling.
Man, shark.
His feet are
Man,
still
shark.
dangling. He's not here, but his feet are still dangling.
It's a good image, his dangling feet. Yeah, so you actually do. You hear some at first you're not sure it's wind. It's just the raindrops that have just kind of slowly stopped at this point and are just kind of probably dripping around the area, running down the hill, whatever they may be doing. Oh God, what did I just do? Grabbed the wrong thing on the wrong layer. But yeah, you hear something, Gamos, and what languages do you speak? Yes.
Languages. Common and Sylvan.
So at first what you kind of pick up thinking is wind, raindrops, whatever it may be, then you start to hear a little more clearly, even with an 8, basically a stage whisper that someone maybe just doesn't understand how to whisper. But it's in a language you don't understand, and it's kind of sharp and and you hear another whisper that is almost like scolding the first loud whisper.
Okay. Gamos would try and just get to the other side and open up the door and see what this whispering's all about.
I love it. And how quietly would you say you're trying to be?
I think you would try and be quiet, but I'm not sure it's possible. Just, it's not a whole lot of room right there. He's a big guy. Hooves on stone tends to not be quiet either.
He's a big guy. Roll a stealth check at disadvantage. That's good. Solid. So you kind of clank over that big hole there, getting to the door, and as you hear your hooves hitting, and you getting to the door, you kind of hear a chattering of whispers. Not that far, it seems outside the door. That is kind of cracked. Peek out there.
Gamos, any sign of Azaka?
No, there's some sounds outside. Sounds like bad whispering.
Bad whispering.
And he's going to try and
I
like
don't know that song.
What about careless whispering? Thank you. It's too easy.
and he's going to push open one of the doors.
Okay. As one of the doors be pushed open, if I can make that happen. What? Oh my God. Please. Please, just. Please. Roll 20. Just be nice.
Oh. Nice.
As you kind of put after calling back to Brett about their bad whispering and just pushing open the door, what you see is and you kind of can lean, might as well just say you can lean and kind of just see that there are also others taking in the situation, that there is a small army of goblins with brightly painted wooden masks that look vaguely insectoid, all of which have these weapons drawn, these spears, it looks like, and scimitars, pointed kind of at the door in this kind of readied position. And as the door kind of opens, they all kind of like jump back a little bit from where they're standing in this kind of like somewhat fearful but also ready position. And you can see these goblins just like slowly looking at you and then looking back towards one goblin, one larger goblin in the back here. He looks like that with his mask on. The rest of them have masks more like that, I guess, is how you can tell that those are different.
Totally different.
Yeah, but he kind of looks at you, looks at all them as they kind of turn back to look at him, and then he kind of like stands a little taller than the rest. You there, you have treasure from Shrine, yes? You give Yaka tribute for Iron God. Give it now, or prisoners, you and your friends are in this kind of broken common.
Gamos is going to slowly push open the other door to reveal how big he is to them.
And we can hear and see from our position, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm going to start making my way down, knowing it's going to take a minute to get there.
Yeah. It does take a minute to get up there, but yeah, you're able to slowly make your way over.
You want treasure from the temple?
Yes. Give Yaka treasure from temple.
Before we talk about treasure, was there someone out here you saw that was not one of you?
They all kind of like look around, and a few of them start like looking behind them a little bit. No, Yaka see no persons.
Can Gamos look around, see if there's like been any like further like anything out of place from what they saw it last night, like in the camp?
Yeah, make a perception check.
Let me know what I can get up besides Gamos, Michael.
Yeah, Gamos, as you're like looking around, you don't see anything that seems different. Everything's wet out here, but other than that, there's no difference that you immediately pick up.
Shame. Then I have no reason to talk with you about treasure.
Who do we talk about treasure to?
No one here.
Can I join Gamos?
Yeah, as you're like shimmying across the way.
Brett will, try and like do one of these to get around Gamos a little bit. But before he does, he is going to cast Minor Illusion.
Love it.
And the sound of beating drums is going to emanate from behind the goblins.
Okay, I love it.
Greetings, friends. What business do you have? You're just in time. The army from the river should be arriving soon. The drum beat precedes their arrival. You're just in time to meet them.
Yeah. Army.
Do you speak Goblin?
I do not speak Goblin.
He like
Dwarven.
He yells.
Sylvan.
He yells to a couple of them something angrily, and one of them kind of skirts off into the beyond, the great beyond, and they all look extraordinarily nervous. And
you best do what you're...
Yaka takes a few steps kind of away. And you can actually see him like looking at the river now, getting a better view from around the tent.
You best do what your companion just did there. I would leave before they arrive. What is the name of the cult that was fighting the undead, that the priestess lady that I talked to?
The Order of the Gauntlet.
Yes. The Order of the Gauntlet does not take kindly to its companions being surrounded and trapped as you have done so. If you leave now, I promise that I will not let them pursue you. You can go your separate way and not worry no more.
Make an intimidation check. With advantage because of the drums. So you can see you can't see like any of his facial expressions because of these large wooden masks. But you can see him like kind of backing up and looking around and like kind of staring in the direction down the river. And he kind of takes a quick step forward and
You give us treasure now and we leave and everyone's happy.
The treasure is ours, friend. And I'm going to use prestidigitation to make my voice really loud. Think Gandalf with Bilbo. Leave now while you still can. Otherwise, you will not find us so merciful.
Oh boy. You see two goblins that are like up, like the four goblins that are up on the thing with you. They all immediately jump down off the thing, and like they're all kind of like slowly backing up, and they're like looking at you and looking at the river and looking back at Yaka. and they actually, all four of them that were up on the thing, start fucking sprinting in different directions. Two to the north and two to the south. They just fucking dip. The rest of them kind of watch on as these four just kind of leave, and you can see Yaka is. Interesting. They're multi-sided tokens. That's very cool. I could have made them all look different.
Oh, that's cool.
Or like a random mix of different, I guess. The more you know. Look. Choose side. This guy looks like this now.
Ooh.
This guy. Oh, random side. Great. They're all the same. Okay. Wow. Immersion. Here we are.
I'm immersed.
Oh, now I'm immersed. There's a new one.
There's a new one. There's now there's 4 different looks to them. Great. Wow, look at that one. That one is something to behold. This one is really weird. Love it. Yeah, so they're all looking a little skittish and looking back to Yaka for further instruction. He kind of steps forward, yells something in Goblin, and then they all start running off in this direction to the north, and then back into the woods, the forest, as they say, hurrying on their tiny little goblin legs as they do.
Clever trick sprint. Well done.
Thank you, dear friend. I wasn't the 3rd highest rated magician in the Western Isles for a time for nothing, you know. You have to learn a thing or two to keep these wits. It's not all just something to look at.
Agreed. Survival takes many forms.
Now, where is Azaka?
Can Gamos try and look for Azaka's tracks around the camp?
Yeah, so give a survival check, and Brett, you can roll it says that I've changed the tokens. That's so fun in the chat. It says that I've rolled the token. What the hell? Yeah. It's pretty funny. Yeah, so Gamos roll survival, and Brett, if you want to do a perception after that. And if you want to take 20, if you're going to take more time out here, you can, Gamos. After not immediately seeing anything.
Can I roll to help him, you said?
Yeah, you could roll perception if you want.
I'd rather do perception than what I just did.
Yeah. Sorry, you can roll perception.
Jeez.
Not great. So yeah, you don't see anything immediately. And Gamos doesn't he just looks around real quick and doesn't really see anything. But if you take some time out here, you think you could, you can basically take 20 if you want on the survival, just given a little more time.
Yeah, I think Gamos would look until everyone was up and about and
awesome
down and out here.
And the rest of us come out to play now.
Yeah, everybody can come out. After some time, you guys can all kind of make it out of the place.
I'm not able to move my token.
What? Weird. Interesting. It says that it is controlled by Gorm. How about now?
Yep.
Oh, weird. I think it was just on a weird off map thing. Okay, cool. Maddie and Mythos trailing behind. But yeah, as everyone gets out, Gamos and Brett, as you guys start kind of looking around there, Brett kind of helping Gamos, a few things of note. The first being you find cut ropes where your canoes were, and kind of wading out into the water, you actually find that there are three canoes that have been the bottoms kind of like fucked up and sunk.
Scuttled.
Yeah, your canoe's been scuttled. After spending about 20-25 minutes kind of looking around the area, you find a trail of tracks from Azaka that go in the northern direction out into the woods, that kind of like come in and out. You're able to kind of find them in the mud, and after a time they just kind of vanish. And I will take a survival roll to see if you can pick them back up or pick anything else up.
Can we all roll for it?
Yeah, anyone that wants to. So Gamos kind of finds them and brings them out. And then right now you're in this area that's kind of like cut back. The trees are very cut back around this area. So once you get into the jungle, it is like a much different beast as far as tracking goes.
Is there any like Gamos might like if it just suddenly stops in front of him, we might like look upwards, see if there's like broken branches above him.
Yeah, totally.
Like
Roll.
she tried to climb.
Roll survival.
Okay.
So yeah, you actually do see that there are some. Both of you start finding some markings in the trees. Look at that, Gorm. Look at that!
Just got better.
Damn. That is 17. 8. Gamos, you are terrible. 17.
Just terrible.
Just so
Jungles
bad.
aren't my zone.
Brett, you're so garbage. Gorm, terrible. My goodness. Yeah, so as you guys kind of are moving through there, like you've tracked her tracks, and then Gamos kind of starts looking up, and you can see these like kind of like scrape marks or something in the tree. And as you guys slowly start to find more in like some branches on another broken tree or something, it eventually is Tiny, who, as everyone else is kind of looking at these tree like branches, he sees this kind of like area on the ground that like looks pretty disturbed, and in this like puddle is this massive like footprint, and it is the print like a very feline footprint, big. So you can see some broken branches up in the trees, and you see this like big feline tracks kind of beneath the area where these broken branches are. And that's kind of the tracks that you pick up, Tiny, are these like some kind of large feline tracks.
We may have problem.
And there are also a lot of very fresh goblin tracks through here, as you just chase the goblins out this direction. Or this is where they ran, it seems, in this general direction. Theirs are a bit more sporadic.
Can I do the cat footprints go off in a direction?
Yeah, they generally go north from here.
And do I see any evidence of blood?
With that, I'll just roll over your 24. Your 20, you don't see any blood in the area.
So just to make sure I'm understanding right, she went up a tree, or it looks like she went up a tree, and at the base of said tree, there was a massive
Yeah, maybe
Right.
a few trees over. Like there's some broken branches. It looks like there was some movement above the trees before there is this like very large feline predator. It seems.
That jumped out of a tree, ambushes Zaka.
That's what I was thinking.
Quite
Was it
possible.
her or the cat that was in the tree? Does Gamos or Mythos share about the wood thwacking sounds?
If you would like Mythos too, he does.
Oh, it was
I
just
mean
Mythos?
that seems
I
like
was
it's
just
the,
trying to think. What God
that
will say?
that seems like it's the canoes most likely.
That
You know,
could be.
Perhaps.
That
Yeah,
was right. That
exactly.
was right next to our door, and you said there were holes in the bottom of them, right?
Yeah, they look to have been
Yeah.
intentionally destroyed.
Yeah. So that's my bet because we're a decent bit away from the camp now, right?
Yeah, you're a little ways into the woods, or into the forest at this point. Not too far.
No, but just
Far
they.
enough,
Yeah.
Um,
Do we see more of the feline tracks?
Yeah, you can pick them up actually for a little while before kind of like just losing them to the underbrush. And they just go on that northern direction, as far as you can tell, as far as you can pick them up. You can continue tracking them if you want to attempt to.
yes.
It's that or the goblins, and honestly, it's quite possible they're going to the same place.
Are there any like scratch marks along the trees, like that she would have left, like as a marker to be like I was here or anything?
Yeah, you can make if you want to just make a general survival check to follow and see what else you can find. As far
Just
as
trying
like,
to figure out, like, I mean, if she's a guide and she's gone in the woods, like, I would think she would leave some sort of like marker for, if not her, for other people to follow or find her. Maybe not, but
yeah, as you're looking through the trees, you're not seeing any marks. You are generally able to pick up a general direction from this large cat. It seems you kind of keep finding either like small bits of hair or a footprint here and there, but it is taking you kind of like time, and it's definitely taking you north away from the river. If you continue in this direction, I will put the player's map just so that you have it.
yeah, I mean, at this point, like, she's our guide. It would be nice to at least find her. And if nothing else, guide or not, she's a person and might need help. So that's where I think
we're
what
all.
Tiny would lobby. Mhm.
I mean, I think we're all in agreement. We are screwed
Yeah.
without our guides. So this is
And you're like, what the hell?
yeah.
Great
All right.
campaign plot. She's just gone, I don't know.
Who's
And
to
now you have
say?
no boats. Good luck.
I'm sure this is how some people immediately die. Like, oh, we'll be fine. Just follow the river.
Hey, you can go wherever you want, guys. You have a ranger, right? Oh wait, he gone.
Arthur.
Martha, help us.
The world needed a most.
It's okay. He probably rolled bad anyway.
Yeah.
You do
Survival check 2.
more lost with him than without him. All right, let's take a 8:07 break. So the plan currently, try and follow this lunch.
Track the kitten.
So the plan is to try and track down Azaka. Correct?
Coach.
Okay. Oh my god. Okay. All right, all right. So currently we have kind of Tiny leading the way in this tracking, as far as I can tell. If anyone wants to,
Why? Because he has a +6.
yeah,
also
that's
live
what
in the
I-
forest.
That's what I suspect. The +6 is definitely helpful. If anyone wants to kind of like help him, Gamos, because you've
Gamos
been
will
kind of
be-
helping.
Right behind him, yeah.
Love that. All right, so Tiny, is your intent to like keep following this kind of whatever you can kind of like find from this?
Well, mainly,
Tiger or large feline creature, as it were.
mainly following big cat feline prints, and then just trying to just make sure we're not missing. Yeah, I guess just making sure that our guy didn't leave us any, or didn't leave any like signals about
Yeah,
where she
no,
was.
no Pippin dropping something on the
Azaka.
way.
Yeah,
No bald
'Cause-
toe scratch in the tree.
yeah, no like scratch marks in the trees or anything like that. No arrows or I don't know, lost clothing.
Because also, like, I mean, it was during the
Lost hair
third
tie.
watch that she ducked out, right?
In between the second and third, I think, right?
Mhm.
So,
Basically, right a little when Mythos was starting his launch.
well, the point is, been multiple hours. There's no world where we could go fast enough to try and catch up to wherever it is we're going. So might as well just make sure we keep the trail, and the consequences will be what the consequences will be.
Love it. No reason to rush. Don't want to miss anything.
Yeah.
Okay. So Tiny, I'll have you make a survival check at advantage. Nice. Yeah, so you're pretty keen on following these tracks for a while. And you're able to pick them up a few different times. You kind of pick them up, lose them, pick them up, lose them. It's not like, following just like a easy, the footprints, you know how they work. But you're generally able to follow them for a while. And there's a few times that you kind of see them shift, like, and double back on themselves, like moving through the woods in this kind of like difficult to follow way, but you're able to pick them up. You're good at tracking things in the woods, and just because this is a foreign jungle doesn't make it any more like difficult for you. You're used to this type of thing. Hunt most of your food. You're used to tracking things in the woods, and you're used to the like kind of like the maneuvering of predators like this, even if you're not necessarily familiar with exactly what predator you're dealing with currently. After some time of kind of following this trail, with Gamos kind of like backing you up, helping you out. You actually come across the goblin tracks a few different times that kind of like almost interweave in these like similar tracks, like moving in the same general direction. And after about half a day, getting attacked by a bug. After about half a day goes by, you actually start hearing some noises ahead, some screams, and the sounds of familiar goblinoid voices yelling, all manner of like yelling. Like it sounds incredibly chaotic.
Like, oh god, we're under attack and dying, or like we're starting a ritual to sacrifice someone to something type of yelling. Like
That's a
chanting? Like
That's
chanting
a great
yelling?
question.
Or yelling?
Not
Panic yelling?
panicked.
Okay.
Panicked yelling, not chanting yelling. Very panicked yelling. Somewhere up ahead in the woods. I keep saying woods. Like
It's,
this
you know,
isn't, you know,
Woody-ish.
British.
Hey, Michael,
Yo,
I would like to retcon something, but it
Love
might be
it.
too big a thing for you to let me. So I'm just going to ask.
great question.
Those two canoes that were not ours, that were just sitting there, were those still there?
No, those were also submerged.
Oh, okay. No, all right, then.
Yeah, all the canoes were submerged.
Okay, carry on.
Hearing that, Tiny would look back to Gamos and the crew and just look back and just kind of nod and go, hurry. And he'll take off. He'll focus less on like tracking and more getting through the jungle quickly.
Love it.
Almost keeps up.
You two and I assume the rest of the party as well.
Yep.
Kind of quickly moving through, come across a scene. I would just call it a scene. The scene looks a bit like this. There is a panicked grouping of goblins kind of like screaming to one another in like this formation that is not the best, as they're not that well coordinated. There are multiple dead goblinoids near this large tiger. Looks kind of like that. What a fucking scary token. My God. Look at those eyes.
Demon
Lordy,
tiger.
lordy. But yeah, there's this tiger in the middle, standing amongst these dead goblins. That is just kind of like in this like prowling position, like kind of like circling around and keeping its head on a swivel as all these goblins are kind of maneuvering in a circle around it. And there are a few javelins nearby the tiger, as well as a few like marks of like blood on the tiger. But you can see these goblins are trying to take this beast down, though they look well panicked. And it doesn't seem as though any of them currently notice your presence.
And we're like in a pretty just random section of the jungle, right?
Yeah, as far as you're concerned,
We're not at
you're
their home or the tiger's lair, as far as we can tell. They just happen
Yeah.
upon each other as the guests.
as you're looking around. It like the area looks like there is some like well-trodden path through here that you kind of started to come across, but it doesn't look. Otherwise, it looks pretty jungly. Like this might be like a pretty like heavily traversed game trail or something that you're on, and you've been traveling for about half a day. But yeah, it doesn't seem to you like the home of anything or anyone, as far as you can tell.
Does this look like the tiger attacked, or that the goblins are hunting and are just kind of losing.
Hard to say. You could make a insight and or survival check, maybe.
Okay.
I may or may not be able to.
That's fine. I'll do.
Holy crap.
I want to do survival. I also want to look and see if I can tell if one of the goblins like seems to be in charge. Since I wasn't out there initially.
I mean, if you ask, I'll tell you. It's
That wouldn't have been an advantage.
it's that dude.
Yeah, it's hard to tell how this began or what is exactly happening. But you can tell there is one goblin kind of up on this like raised area that's not super close to the tiger. This guy, yeah, that guy there, who is kind of like trying to organize things. His mask is a bit more elaborate than the others. You can also see that he's like wearing some kind of like fancy looking necklace. Fancy. It's kind of far away, hard to see, but like basically like in comparison to the rest, he's wearing like a little bit more elaborate dress. And he seems to be attempting to like call things out in Goblin, so to the rest. But even without being able to speak the language, you can tell that he is like kind of like basically trying to tell people what to do.
What do y'all think? Do we just let them fight it out?
We don't see Azaka anywhere, do we?
No. Are the goblins actively attacking the tiger, or are they more just like standing and waiting for it to move?
A little bit of both. Like every once in a while, one like kind of moves up and maybe tries to stab it. There's a bit of a combat happening as we speak, but it's tentative from both sides. You can tell that the tiger has definitely killed multiple of these goblins at this point.
Can I
guess.
make a perception check for Azaka, since I don't think we've technically asked that?
Yeah, absolutely. You don't see Azaka anywhere in sight.
Okay.
In the chaos.
I'm going to, unless Preston, were you about to do something, or did I cut you off?
I have a couple different ideas. One is to have Brett
Do the
make
drums?
some sort of prestidigitation thing, and this could happen like all simultaneously too. The thought is, I guess my question is, does it look like they would let the tiger leave if the tiger just left, or are they like, we want this thing dead because of who knows what reason?
Well, let's see what happens. I'm gonna use minor illusion again,
Love it.
and the drums are back.
So as the drums begin, you can see a couple of the goblins like start looking around, and they are like start fucking screaming to one another like across this thing. Like there are like screams going everywhere. The tiger is like looking heightened, in this heightened state of chaos. Like the tiger's like looking around, and like you can tell the tiger is looking to like get the fuck out of the middle of all these goblins. And the the main goblin is like basically like screaming at them to kind of like pointing at the like. There's just a lot of maneuvering, and they're all kind of still kind of hanging out around, but like it's even more chaotic now. Every once in a while, one throws a javelin hitting the tiger, and the tiger kind of moves towards one, swipes. Like it's continues to be kind of this dance, but everything is at a more heightened level as these drums are kind of beating in the background.
Can
Do
I?
any of our NPCs speak Goblin?
I don't think Zendala can. I can look.
We
Does
do.
Mythos?
I don't think Mythos can.
We do.
What about
have-
Maddie?
I doubt it, but let me see.
We do have a scroll of comprehend languages in the bag of holding. Now, I'm not saying we use it.
Yeah.
Zendala cannot.
I'd rather try and save that, and if we find out like the goblins have her, then yeah, we use it for that.
Right.
But like I think we need to know a little bit more. And you said
Well-
Maddie does not, right, Michael?
Maddie and Mythos both do not.
Jeez.
It's not, the most common of languages.
No, but it's like always the most useful because you very much need it. But it's always weird for your like. Why would your character know that? You know, like Brett's not doing shows for goblins.
Well, who knew there were goblins in the jungle either? This isn't Goblin Land.
Can I stack my minor illusions? It's a one action casting time.
I don't know. I know it's a cantrip, so probably not. I mean, it does have a duration, but it's not a concentration, as far as I can tell.
What I'm wanting to do is like start making like sounds go by goblins' ears, like the sounds of arrows maybe being shot. And if I can stack it, I would like do some Foley work basically to make it look like, they see an arrow flying by and miss. But if that's too...
you cannot stack it. It says if you dismiss it as an action or cast the spell again.
Okay, well that is
the first one ends.
Okay.
I knew there had to be some drawbacks. Since it's
Yeah,
cantrip.
I was gonna say otherwise that you could get super creative with that.
Really fucking dope. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. So they're definitely like every once in a while you see one of these javelins land and you see the tiger kind of like looking for an exit, but then just kind of like backing up and attacking, the nearest goblin. You're basically watching a combat happen currently.
Yes. Tiny feels like the tiger's under attack. And so Tiny's going to walk up. I don't have a range on this because it's just a race ability. But it's my speak with plants and animals, which
Mhm.
basically just says I can speak to an animal/plant and they understand me. I can't necessarily understand them.
Yeah. I don't think there's a range. I think you're good.
So really, Tiny is seeing when Brett started the drums and the goblins started panicking and the tiger kind of started looking for a way out. Tiny would get, towards the tiger and he would try to beckon the tiger to come to him and that he will help protect it and get him away from these goblins.
I love it. I'm gonna have everyone roll for initiative as Tiny's thing starts, just to get a little bit of an order going.
Where is my... That's a joke.
Well,
Wow.
Okay. So much for advantage.
hilarious.
That's funny. Gorm. Kick it off.
Interesting. I'm gonna have all the regular goblins go on one. Because that's easier for me.
There's that speech thing if you need it, but it's basically We speak, they listen. Who knows?
Double tigers on Michael.
Yeah, I don't know what's happening. It's making it like it's like on a different layer. Go away. Beautiful. Okay. I think it's what the fuck. Okay. Okay. Wonderful. Wonderful. All right. I need his indulgence. Pardon. She should roll initiative. Solid. Okay, so we'll start off with Tiny as he kind of like. So what do you say? What do you say to the tiger?
I mean, I think really, I before the tiger, I turn back to the group and just go, help me protect the tiger. Or
What do you say?
the animal, and then
What
the
do you
tiger.
do to get? What do you do to get the attention of the tiger?
I think I just yell. Like I get into an open area that has line of sight, and I just yell, and it's just what would I even call it?
I have to fight all these goblins.
Mm-hmm. Maybe.
Why, Tiny?
All right, so
Sanctity of life. Just this way. We will protect you.
roll. I'm gonna have you roll an insight check. You don't know. You don't know if the tiger. You don't know what the tiger's thinking, Tiny. In this moment of chaos, Gorm, Tiny runs forward and calls out and tells you to help.
All right.
What on earth do you do?
Tell me when I've done too much for a turn.
I would love to. It's my job.
He's going to double move here
Great.
as his action. Can you ping the leader of this group again, or is that dude out here? He's out here. Okay. Am I don't think we've said, am I still holding the treasures that I got in there, or did we say we did something with them?
I mean,
I think we put them in the bag of holding, but
you could be holding any of them if you would like to be holding any of them. They could fit in the bag. It's up to you. Last we talked about it, at least the jug was kind of hanging out.
Okay.
So you were the
Yeah.
last one to have the jug at least.
I think it's likely that he wouldn't be just toting it around. He is going to yell at the main dude and say, I have your crocodile. If you want it, let him go.
Love it.
Got your gator.
Roll a persuasion check at advantage.
Can I interest you in
y'all,
a pair
I
of
didn't-
Crocs?
y'all, I didn't realize how this is eeny, meeny, miny, mo personified. Catch a tiger by the toe. If he
Awesome.
hollers, let him go.
Amazing.
That's worth what? 3 bottle caps, right?
Pretty good. Yaka will call something out in Goblin. And you can see, as on the next turn, the goblins kind of each take their. God, why? their time to. Why? What is the quick key to that? Is annoying. The quick key to switch to the ruler is the quick key to like move, like grab something, and then if I hit Q, it does this fun thing. So annoying. And if you keep holding Q, then it just switches to the ruler. Is that new? Is that new? Take that away, Roll20. I know you're watching. Take that away. They all move. They all kind of move out of the way, actually. After Gorm says something about the crocodile. Zendala will hold her action. Brett? What you got?
I'm going to hold an action.
That bag of bard tricks. Is it a spell?
No, not
Alright.
really.
Question mark?
It's the wand of magic missiles.
Yeah, that's okay. You can hold that.
Okay, cool.
That seems fine.
Okay.
Aggressive movements from the goblins or what?
Yeah, aggressive or tiger. I don't know.
Fair.
We're not. I was willing to let them duke it out for a little while longer. Yeah.
The tiger's turn. The tiger will run 40 feet directly towards Tiny.
It'd be fun.
Does that trigger anything?
He doesn't get to Tiny though, right?
40 feet. He's within 10 feet of Tiny.
No.
How is one tiger approaching? It's my turn next, so
Full on sprinting towards you as far as any ball.
Tiny asked for this, so we will honor his wishes to get eaten.
Tiny, it is your turn. The tiger is running full speed in your direction. Within 10 feet of you now. What do you do in this moment?
I trying to think how conceptually I do this.
I can't wait.
It's running at me. I don't know if I can. I want to cure wounds, but it's charging me. Well, it's running at me.
It's running right at you. Yeah, just running at you.
I think so. I think I'll sidestep a little bit,
Okay.
like kind of out of its direct path,
Mm-hmm.
but close enough that if it just keeps running by, I can reach out, touch it, and cure wounds it as it goes by.
I would love.
So readying a cure wounds. Well, I guess I can't use my like hit die cantrip, can I? Does it have hit die?
Who knows?
I'll use I'll ready a cure wounds to
Is it smart enough? Who's to say? All right.
Yeah. I should. No, we're just ready to cure wounds. We'll see what happens.
Okay.
If it's an angry demonic cat, it's an angry demonic cat. We go.
Gotta do what you gotta do, you know?
Mm-hmm. Then that's it. We will wait and see what happens. I will turn around to the other people and just be like, let it go.
Okay. Gamos.
Gamos will sort of stick his lance down on the ground and pull out a javelin and hold his action for if the tiger goes up after any of his allies.
Gorm?
Sorry, what?
You
Oh,
see
okay.
that?
Yeah.
you're up.
Yeah, I'll get him. Did what's his face, the leader, do anything other than say his word?
Yeah, it seemed like he kind of yelled out to the other goblins to kind of move out of the way, which they did, but he hasn't said anything else yet.
I'm going to come right here, and I'm going to beckon him to come get his crocodile.
Love it. Love it. It is his turn. And he will like kind of scurry down this wall and move if he has 30 feet of movement in your direction. Yeah. So he starts kind of walking up as the other goblins all also kind of shift up a little bit, kind of following his lead. God, that is so annoying.
Should have played in person.
Every time I'm gonna have to freaking contact roll 20. Be like, are you fucking stupid? Roll 20. This guy is gonna go the long way because he doesn't want to get close to that tiger. All right, Zendala.
You said goblins aren't smart.
Yeah, well, tigers are scary. Zendala does nothing. Brett.
Holding his wand of magic missiles.
Just ready.
Yeah.
The tiger's turn.
Leg out.
The tiger does not move off of its line and goes basically to run past Tiny. Tiny, as you extend your arm to let go of this cure wounds basically onto this tiger who's kind of sprinting past you. This light kind of comes out of you as this cure wounds goes. And the tiger, in this moment, this flash of light, this incredible dope ass moment, the tiger actually shifts into this humanoid form and falls to the ground in this form of Azaka, who is now unconscious on the ground behind you. But any cure wounds that you give her would be appreciated. So please just send that out there.
5 plus 4 plus. What is it? 2 plus the spells level. So 5 plus 4 plus 3. 12.
All right.
12 HPs.
All right. Perfect. So Azaka falls to the ground after this tiger form that she was in kind of shifts into this humanoid form in the air as she's kind of going by you, and this light comes out, and you see her just kind of tumble to the floor, to the jungle floor, unconscious, behind you. And many of the goblins gasp in that moment, as well as Mythos, Maddie, and Zendala all gasp at the same time like this. Yeah. And currently, we'll just let this play out of combat until
We're about to be back in combat.
until I otherwise need to know. So what's everybody doing? Yaka is all the goblins are currently like frozen at the sight of Azaka, like of this tiger shifting into the form of a humanoid person.
What evil magic is this?
They're all just kind of frozen there. And Yaka then looks to Gorm and says,
We let go. Tiger woman. You give treasure now?
Real quick, I'll call from the back. I'm walking closer. What happened to the canoes?
Oh, what canoes?
Do I even need to insight check him?
you don't.
Okay. Brett is going to shout, "These canoes, motherfucker," and is going to cast Shatter.
Oh god. All right, back in it. You were right.
I
Seems a bit drastic, but go ahead. Don't stop.
don't let me stop.
See, this is when we carried the canoes and you just fucking hugged them in.
if I could do that, I totally would burn a spell slot to throw a canoe. at
Retcom. Gamas is double fisting canoes right now.
Yeah, that 100%. God, mother of pearl.
Don't worry, they weren't ready. Okay. Out of fairness, I will give
That's better.
each their own. Hopefully I don't click on the dead ones on accident. That Azaka has already taken care of. Okay, that's a lot of combos.
We might not be in full, but it's probably for the best.
Right. All right, so Brett, shatter away, my boy.
Yeah, so Brett's gonna say, "I've had enough of y'all's, you little monstrous evil creatures, treachery," and cast Shatter right on the leader, right on Yaka,
You love to see it.
and would like to make an intimidation check as well. I'll roll that first, I guess. So yeah, 15 points of thunder damage right on this guy. 14 DC con.
Okay. How's that? Really good.
That's a fail. He'll take all of it. And would like to make an intimidation check.
Mm-hmm.
If we ever see you again, it will be the last thing you see.
Love it. Love it. Roll intimidation.
Does my thing work on intimidation? It's a charisma check. Only persuasion and deception. That sucks.
All right. All right. Let's see what some goblins got in them. Okay. Cowboys. Okay, the first will move in on Gorm and attack after the shatter goes off for an 8 against Gorm. And Gorm, it is your turn. After he
Gorm.
misses brutally.
very casually holds his shield out to the side while keeping his eyes on the leader. And in one motion, takes his backpack off and drops it on the ground while very stealthily putting one tip of his toe over one of the straps, holding it down to the ground, and whispers to the leader where he can hear it, Come take it. I made you a promise. And holds his action.
Roll a sleight of hand check. Love it. You see as Yaka kind of like looks around from side to side, blood coming out of his nose after just being fucking shattered to the ground. He kind of looks to Gorm. Very sorry. Very sorry. Kind of calling out. We will leave. We will leave. We will take treasure and leave. And all will be happy. Everything will be fine. And he slowly walks up after he's basically told all of his buddies. So, and he reaches down towards the bag and starts to pull it off the ground until the strap is stuck beneath your foot. And he raises his head to look at you.
And would you say that's low enough to be considered prone?
You know, in this situation, I just might. I just might. As he looks up in this insectoid mask that looks like this,
Seems unnecessary.
gripping the
It's
bag. You can feel it. He's trying to take the bag. He looks up at you, Gorm.
Think of rat breath.
There's a noise.
War breath.
War breath.
War breath was a king.
22.
This guy has nothing on war breath.
As
Maybe it's war breath's daddy.
I wish I knew the name of that weapon came down upon him. There is a splatter of blood. And the story of Yaka will never be told.
He keeps his toe on the strap and looks to the right and tells the other goblin to come get it.
It's tiny.
We're taking care of Azaka. I'm just making sure. I mean, she's, I heal her.
roll.
She's just unconscious, but yeah. we're
Roll
just-
a medicine check. Excuse me.
Boop. Great.
Yeah, you get a pulse. You're just not sure what's going on with her. She is unconscious. And that's kind of as far as you've gotten.
Yeah.
With that,
That's it.
this goblin will dash that way. This goblin will dash almost off the map. This goblin, that goblin. What? Oh, this goblin. Great. Will also dash. And Gamos, it is your go. 3 goblins sprint off to the north into the jungle.
Does it look like any of the goblins are dumb enough to take the bait twice?
Roll an insight check as you look them over. You are pretty sure they all look like they are turning on their heels and running.
Gamos is gonna stay where he is then, just holding a javelin in case any of them get stupid.
Please get stupid. That'd be so great.
Brett?
Brett's going to use the Wand of Magic Missiles, fire off 2 charges, which is four darts at the guy right at Gorm's face, just to make sure he gets the message.
Love it. The first 2 hit, and the second 2 hammer his corpse into the ground.
Oh, nice.
As he is dead, falls to the earth. Zendala will continue holding, and as the rest of the goblins all kind of sprint off. And away from here. Gorm, anything else?
He takes the mask off the goblin leader, puts it in his backpack, and casually puts the backpack back on his back.
Nice. That's awesome.
I love it. So as you kind of shove that in there, it's kind of this like big oversized wooden mask. But you're able to kind of like get it situated in your backpack. And you are all currently out of combat as the rest of these goblins kind of clear out into the jungle, all heading off to the north, it seems. And you did it in the amount of time it took to play that song. It's impressive job. That's how combats go with 4 people.
It was fast.
Fast, speedy. I'm gonna pee and then return. I've gotta pee real bad.
Okay. Good luck.
BRB, thanks. I'll have time enough for all of us. It'll be great. So back again. You have defeated these goblins and sent many of them packing into the forest to the north. And it seems you have found your guide, though she is currently unconscious. What do you do in this situation?
Waiting to see what Tiny does.
Stab it right in the throat.
I mean,
was a
if
tiger.
she-
That was scary.
That was scary.
We were all scared.
He is going to. She doesn't seem like she's going to wake up. He will ask if Gamos can carry her back to, well, I guess we'll figure out where are we camping. Are we going to go back to the statue?
So you're about half a day, so you could make it back there. In half a day.
We don't have canoes to worry about anymore.
Maybe we could repair them? Question mark.
Anybody a craftsman or a woodcutter or
I mean, our guide you'd think would be handy.
Only you could ask her.
If only. I'm gonna search the goblin bodies first.
Okay. So on the regular goblin boys, they all have their masks, and they carry a short bow and a scimitar and leather armor and a shield, each of them, all wooden armor. Nothing looks too nice, as it were. Yucca, though his mask has been removed from his face, does have a few things of interest, or maybe just one upon him. Yucca carries this like necklace that is like chain, basically, like not the nicest, but like wooden or bone or something. But the main heft of it like has this kind of like heavy medallion of some kind on it, and it is some kind of metal. And it has yellow paint kind of on it, making the whole thing kind of like yellowish. And in the center is this very clearly just a rock, but the rock is painted with this red paint. And it's just like this, like it looks like a fancy piece of jewelry, but when you like kind of like take it off him and grab it, you can tell that it's made of these like weird materials. Like it's like this is fake. This is meant to look nice. But the weird thing about it is it just like it looks very out of place on him. Like this doesn't look like a the rest of all these goblins, all the clothes they're wearing, the leather they're wearing, the wooden shields they're carrying, the scimitars, the masks, all of that stuff looks very distinctively tribal and Krasiki, if you will. Like, but you can tell that this thing that he's wearing is like imitation from another place. Like, it doesn't look like anything that matches their aesthetic or anything. It's very obviously like this is imitation Moranth, or this is imitation Vale. Like this doesn't matter. How would this goblin? I don't know what this weird wooden piece of jewelry that he's made. Like, this is obviously made after the aesthetic of something else.
All right, I'll take it.
And as you kind of like take it off of him, like on the backside is in very broken carved common. Like
Made in Briarwood.
The R is backwards or something, it just says VORN. It says Vorn carved into the back of it.
Okay. That's a fun little side mystery.
Interesting. But other than that, he's got nothing of worth on him. The armor is all makeshift. It's got kind of like a chain shirtish kind of thing going on. But generally, makeshift armor, javelins, and scimitars.
Okay. Let's get Zaka, get out of here.
Is Gamos able to carry
Absolutely.
Azaka?
Yeah.
Tiny will ask them to go back to the camp and say that he'll take care of the bodies of the goblins.
So the camp is like a half a day's journey.
Yeah, we're not leaving you.
We must bury the bodies.
Why?
What he said.
It is just the way we do things.
Who is we? in that sentence?
Me and my people.
Oh, okay. Even though they royally screwed us by like destroying our canoes and possibly kidnapping our guide, question mark there, don't know what, attacking our guide at the very least.
Yes, it is how we pay respects to the spirits.
I was out until you said spirits, Tiny. Because if you said the dead, I was going to say, well, I don't want to respect the dead. But the spirits, you know what? Agree to disagree. And that's fine, you know. So I don't think I have any spells to speed this up.
Shallow graves, then.
Yeah.
Yes. That is fine.
You sure you don't want to leave them out? They'll be good food for the other critters around.
No. They must be underground.
How much ground? Because I like Brett will like pick up a clump of dirt,
He just shrugs and
dump it on one, like,
a little is enough.
oh, okay, then Brett will literally just clump of dirt, all of them. Are we good? Because like I said, I'm back. I was out before he said spirits. Spirits, not my jam, but I agree, you know. And if this checks the box, then box checked.
There's some dirt on them right now.
Looks at Brett. Looks at the thing. And then he'll start like semi digging / semi just mounding dirt around them so they're like completely covered.
Yeah. So if you're gonna bury all 6 of these goblins, it will take a few hours to get that done.
Almost will help speed it up. And he's going to not be as thorough as Tiny. It's going to be more of just the mounding, less of the digging.
Yeah, Gamos and I will get these 3. You get the other 3.
Yeah. So you get the sense that you will, if you're gonna bury all these things, even kind of quickly, you will likely be traveling at least some in the evening to dark region, unless you want to camp somewhere in the woods.
We don't want that.
With an unconscious guide.
Yeah. Could we give them to the river, Tiny?
They must be under earth.
Could we bury them at the camp?
The location does not matter.
You want to carry 6 goblins back? to
No,
camp?
but I want to get back to camp. Got us. And I accidentally drop them on the way.
How much of the goblins have to make it there?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my god.
Yeah. That's what if we smashed them to bits? They'd be pretty easy to bury then. That'd be faster and more fun.
That is disrespectful.
To who?
The spirits.
Why is that if we're going underground?
He'll stop answering. He'll just keep digging.
You might get left now, Tiny.
The tiny grave puzzle. My hardest puzzle yet. What's the plan?
Oh, Tiny's digging.
Tiny's digging. Tiny's starting to dig holes.
Tiny's digging and mounding dirt. Or rocks.
Everybody-
They could be rocks.
Everybody helping?
Yep.
This,
Yeah,
Speed this
yeah.
up a little bit.
Speed this up.
Hey, Gamos, let's get some really big rocks and just put it on top of them. Tiny said rocks worked.
I see Tiny in the foreground, like putting rocks and dirt on top of this, and then in the background you see Gamos with this big like boulder.
Yes. Yes. That's one done.
Exactly. Yep.
Took Brett, myself, and I bet Gorm maybe will help. We could knock that out real quick.
Do we know what the goblin culture is? Like, what would they do?
Oh, that's right. I forgot Gorm cares about this stuff.
Roll a religion check.
Well, he's just more worried about covering his tracks. That's not an advantage.
Yeah, Gorm, you don't. That is your question. What would the goblin do? I'm not sure. You don't know. Not sure. Especially these goblins from Krizik who wear these insect masks. Who's to say? If only
we
you had
bury them
a
and
guide.
like mound dirt up over them, and that's not what they do. Like, it'd
Great
be
point.
pretty evident that,
They'll come back and take care of their own.
yeah, like that's not a tiger's doing at that point, or an animal. If they get buried, that's obviously people.
Tough puzzle. This.
Are you talking to me?
Just talking to everybody.
Okay.
You
Mainly
burying-
you, because you're the one holdout.
No, Tiny's digging. Or
right.
stacking rocks.
How deep is Tiny digging?
Just enough. Like I don't even know if he digs like enough to get like the whole body under. He just wants dirt over them.
Digging.
So
digging to
they
make
are
the
just subterranean in some way, shape, or form.
I love that.
Maybe he's
I love
digging
it.
down like a foot, or
There's so
2
much
feet. Like
dirt.
it's not.
Gotta do what you gotta
Goblins,
do.
they're not that big.
I mean, you gotta get them under the ground if you're burying them. It's gonna take a little while. This is not a task that is quick. I don't know if you've ever buried a body. Takes a while, even goblins.
in the jungle with all these gnarly
In the jungle
roots.
with all these creepers, roots, and yeah, it's a task. It takes time to do this, and after you spend the time getting these goblins underground, to some extent, you get the sense that you can get back there, but it will be some travel in the dark, you suspect.
We'll be fine.
Or you can sleep out here in the middle of the jungle. It's your call. The call is yours. I'm not here to make your decisions for you.
Hey, Preston, what's your wisdom? +4, right?
Uh huh.
You tell me. What's your deal?
Then
I
Michael-
almost was cool with going back to that.
We're going back either way. It's
Yeah.
when.
Yeah, you going back in the morning? You sleeping here?
Oh, that's what I'm saying. Is Gamos was willing to go back tonight or whatever.
Yeah, we are not sleeping out here. Is the
Okay.
line? Is the line?
Sleeping
Brett
out
is
here is a
not.
bad idea.
Yeah.
Love it. I went to roll these encounters all day. Nighttime travel encounters. The people love it.
Got to give the people what they want. That's how we get subs.
Or combat.
How do I use this? How do I use this? Ooh.
Such a weird transition going from Steven, who literally had every area of effect spell under the sun, to Brett, who has one, and it's a 10-foot radius. Steven could drop atomic bombs from like 200 feet away and be like, yeah, you're dead. It's over. And here it's like, oh, I hope they're clustered together.
Oh, these are dumb. I'm not using the one that rolls it like that. That's really silly. I've got the tables in here, which is fun, but that takes all the drama out of it. All of it. Okay. Can I have 2d20 zonies from whoever gets there first? Solid. Lucky number 13. What else we got? One more, please.
Can do it again. Oh, there we go.
A 19, you say?
Well, it was a 5 first.
Gorms came in before mine.
It did.
We'll take the one that's better for us.
I think the 5 is better for you. And it did come in first.
Cool.
It did
We'll take-
come in first. If I'm not mistaken. And a D1 Hunzoni.
Wow.
A 1? Incredible.
Oh, that's gotta be something bad.
What are the odds of that, huh?
Not good. Wow. Who would have thunk it?
The great ones find a way.
Oh, wow, wow. Let's just say I wasn't expecting a 1. Okay, so there's a 1, and then I actually need another D100 because of the 1. Impressive job there. If you get a 3, you win the whole game.
Okay.
You might as well.
Yeah.
Oh, so close.
That was it. You literally almost won. That was like nuts. Okay. A 2. A 2, you say? Amazing. Okay, so as you're making your way back to camp in the dark, you stumble. Who was it? Brett, actually.
Good.
You stumble upon
4 maidens who are lost.
No, you actually you stumble upon a scrap of paper.
In the dark.
Yeah, you're just like stumbling along, and maybe it like gets kicked up on your ankle or something, and then you're brushing it away like it's a leaf or whatever it may be, and it is a scrap of paper.
Okay.
And as you kind of like bring it up, and I don't know if you guys have light or anything, whatever, rule of cool, you find a crude map drawn. It's not paper. It is drawn on a scrap of tanned dinosaur hide.
Okay.
And showing a route. Showing a route from Port Hope, not Port Nyanzaru, like it says, Port Hope, because that's Port Nyanzaru. That's not a place. And a location that I will now randomly draw from the map. Wow, this is an unlikely, let's just say the most unlikely encounter in the night that you guys have found. Okay. Let's do what makes the most sense. And I will now place on your map another thing. Are we on the map there? No, we're not. We're
No.
on this. Okay. I have just put an X on your map here. As there is a map that Brett finds with a place marked upon it on this tanned dinosaur hide.
Okay.
There is scribblings in a language you are not familiar with, Brett, on this but you can tell by the kind of like shape of the river, you're kind of like playing it up against your map. And you can kind of tell like, oh, that's Port Hope up there. And this is approximately right where that X is.
Okay. Cool.
Wow. Wild. That's why we roll things sometimes.
Yeah. We're pretty close to it too.
Mhm.
Wild. All right. But otherwise, you encounter nothing on your way back. And the chances were good that you would encounter something. And I mean, you did encounter something, I guess.
Yeah.
Just
You're
happened to be a map.
You're welcome, everyone. I did it.
Just an impressive job.
It's a mimic
all
map.
around. You arrive back at Camp Righteous with this is Azaka and not all these zombies. Zombies, goblins, whatever they are. And this is Azaka. Hello.
Tiger.
She sighed. Ah, she's huge. All right, normal size Azaka. You arrive back. It is dark at this point as you get back to Camp Righteous. What's the plan?
Zaka's still out.
Yeah.
What up?
Is Azaka still out?
Yeah, she's still unconscious by the time you get back.
Tiny would tend to her for most of the night, if not the entire night. It's a matter of where.
Yeah, you guys still.
Because if we know she was uneasy being in, well, we think she was uneasy because she was in the statue.
That's what
Would he-
Vito said, at least.
Yeah, would he try to just put her in one of the makeshift tents out here? And I think he would.
Might be hard to get her in.
Yeah, I think that's just like to get her all the way up through the traps.
Well, I was just thinking like the first room or something like that, but yeah.
but there's
No,
not
I-
much room on the sides. It's that pit, right?
Yeah, I mean, you could do it between the feet. Just hang out between the feet.
Let's just
Yeah.
let's do a big tent.
I think you just do like this big circular tent, or whichever tent looks to be like the least worn down and destroyed and whatever.
Yeah,
Shoddy.
Maybe has some headspace.
You could manage in the big tent.
Yeah. Just northern tent north that little fire that's already kind of there.
Gormal asked Tiny if he would mind if he tried to do the one thing he could do to help.
Sure.
And he would use that for diseases and or poisons instead of curing hit points.
Love it. No change that you can visibly see. In her, she is just currently unconscious as far as you can tell. So no physical change that you see.
Is it because she's a construct or an undead?
Who's to say?
That's it. Nailed it.
Who's to say?
Why didn't we see it until now?
I don't know how you didn't tell when I was doing her voice before. Hello, I am Azaka. Nice to meet you. That's my undead voice. That's how I do undeads.
It's good.
Yeah, thank you.
Seeing you that Tiny would inquire and just be like, you heal through religion.
Yes, I don't have the gift. It's a conduit. It comes from elsewhere. I can swing an axe, but I am not a healer. Not my gift, but sometimes the gift can flow through.
That is good.
And where does your power come from?
It is something that is within all of us. Mainly spiritual. But it is something that that is a inherited gift through my tribe and my people. We have always had strong connections with afterlives, spirits, souls.
And what do your people say is the purpose of the afterlife? What is it like there?
It is peaceful.
For all?
Yes, that is the end goal. The spirits that we communicate with are stuck in a limbo of sorts. We help them find the right path.
Does everybody need help finding the right path in order to reach the afterlife, according to your tribe? Or
No.
just certain people get stuck?
Different beings get stuck for different reasons, but not everybody. Some people find their way normally. Others, like Aurora, get halted for reasons that aren't their own. And that is something that I would like to figure out. How to break that curse.
Well, she certainly earned her place in my book. Let's see to it that she gets there.
Yeah. We will.
So you've made it back to Camp Righteous. Start setting up camp. You have these tents. You also have all of your gear and the things that you've taken along with you, other than your canoes, which have been scuttled. As an axe beats wanders around your camp, you guys have this conversation. Anything else you guys want to do before taking up your watches on this, the 8th day of your travel into the jungle? All right. The night passes peacefully as someone will have to take Azaka's watch. And in the morning, everyone awakens, including Azaka.
That's just going to happen every day unless Scorm gets down in the dumps again.
Love it. It's 4 points.
6 points.
6 points. So as everyone starts kind of stirring and moving around, you'll find Azaka has made her way outside and is kind of just sitting next to the river. As you all kind of come to on this, the 9th day in the jungle.
When I used the cure wounds, did she turn from Tiger to her before my cure wounds hit, or did my cure wounds seem to cause her to revert? Just from happening, not necessarily without the
it all seemed like it kind of happened all at once.
Okay.
In that moment. And she's just kind of sitting there on the banks, like her knees up, her arms kind of like resting on her knees, and she's just kind of like staring out into the water as you kind of come up and sit next to her, Tiny.
Mm-hmm. Is that normal for you?
She sighs, kind of heavy. It is. It was more normal once, and it seems to be becoming more normal again. I am sorry for putting you and your group in any danger. I hoped to avoid it last night. I felt it. I felt it coming on. I did not want to be a danger to you. It is something I used to be able to control.
Do you remember when you change?
As of recently, less so. There are pockets. I remember seeing you as the goblins were surrounding me. I saw you come out of the woods and beckon. But that is most of it. The rest is a blur.
Do you know the trigger?
Before it used to only be the full moon that would be an uncontrolled change. But in the last few months, it has been more and more frequent, mostly in the night.
Do you know how to stop it or prevent it?
She will look over at you. The mask, a family heirloom. It was taken from me, taken by the Terror folk. I did not think that it was the thing allowing me to keep hold of myself, but as time has gone on, and this has been happening more and more, I seem to believe it to be the thing that kept me in control. I had hoped that this would not be a problem. To be honest, it often helped me out here. It would help me be a better guide. Not that I would change in front of those I was guiding, but it is easier to hunt. It is easier to pick up on things, sense, subtleties. But these uncontrolled changes, I do not wish to put you all at danger. I tried to avoid it yesterday. I promise I would have come back. But I did not want to change around you all, for I do not know what I am capable of at this point.
Yes, I understand. But you can feel when it will happen, when it may happen.
Yes, I generally get the sense that it is coming.
Do you change back on your own?
No, it usually takes time. I wake up often as me, myself. The following day, as I said, it's recently time has been blurry when I am like that. I feel I am losing more and more control as time goes by.
And this mask will help you.
It had not happened before. It is the only thing that I have from my family. It is a mask, family heirloom. It is that of the same beast I shapeshift into. It is a wooden mask of a tiger, gifted to me from my mother and father. It is often the only thing of value that I carry into the jungle. And one day it was taken from me by the Terrafolk. And I am starting to realize that my fears are likely true, and this is the reason I am losing more and more control without it.
Then perhaps we must get it back. Or find something that can take its place.
I do not wish to take you away from the things you wish to accomplish here. I can avoid you at times when I feel the change coming and make my way back to you in the morning. I do not wish to put you off of your path.
It is fine. We have time. You are the guide we chose. You help us. We help you.
She gives you like this very solemn and kind of very serious nod and smile. When you say that, Tiny.
Who are the Terrafolk again?
Cat people, right?
Pterodactyl people.
Oh, pterodactyl people. Yes.
Let me see.
That was she said if we helped her with a favor with the Terra folk, she wouldn't charge us for her guide services. And now we know what the favor is. Get the mask back.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see if I've got handouts. Terrafolk. Oh, I think I do. So you probably haven't seen them yet, but oh yeah, this is good. I forgot I had all these little handouts. These are cool. Show to everyone. That's a Terrafolk.
Ooh.
A lot of the natives call them terror folk, like Terror.
Yep.
They
are very creepy.
Yeah. Pterodactyl people.
They have a leader that fought for the Separatist in the Clone Wars.
Probably. They probably do.
General Kenobi. Yeah. Tiny will get up after that and just let her stay there, do her thing. And he's gonna go like do some communing with some spirits, just about her and the mask, and if there's like, if he can get any sense, is the mask magical, spiritual? Is the mask actually helping her, or is it more of a placebo thing?
Yeah.
And then kind of like, is there a way that they can help her without the mask, or prevent her changing, slow the changing down? Where's my little text box? If you need it.
Yeah.
That.
Yeah. So like as you're like thinking all this over and like thinking about it, you see some like actual visions. Like your kind of consciousness kind of goes out of your body and you like see these visions. One of which is that of he's on a handout train. He can't help himself. Of this, you see this in your vision. Tiny. And you see this like this mask, this like wooden mask that's carved in the likeness of a tiger. And from the vision, you generally get the vibes. Like you can feel this like descent without it, and this like kind of like chaotic, wild nature spirit kind of, you know, like going on in within Azaka. And that this kind of mask is a calming, like has more of like this calming feeling when you think about it, and you're unsure. But like thinking like directly, just like Azaka's intentions and whatnot, like you get these like yeah, she doesn't wish to do you harm. She doesn't wish to complicate things, but things are complicating for her, it seems, without this mask.
Cool.
The further she gets into Jungi.
And so it's taking Tiny an hour to do this, right?
Yeah, I figured this is all kind of happening over the time when you guys are getting your camp together, making breakfast and all that stuff.
Well, I was going to say, and I'm sure at some point we would want Azaka's input. How far out are the canoes in the water?
Yeah, I mean, they're 15, 20 feet, and they're just under the water. They've all kind of like sunk.
Did they seem reachable?
Yeah, you guys could swim out, get them. The water's not like the fastest moving water here. Like it's very like slow moving at this like bend in the river. You guys could definitely go out and get them, drag them back in. It would just take some time. They're heavy.
Yeah, I think
underwater.
If Brett would definitely want like Gamos and Gorm or someone else to help and keep an eye out, but I think we should definitely try and get one and see, just to see like, oh, could we salvage this? Or is it like, oh, they just completely cut this up in 17 different pieces?
Yeah, so over that hour, with the help of Gamos and Gorm, you know, pulling this thing in, like you could at least get the one kind of like out and out of the water and give it a good look over. And it's something that could be, maybe not fixed to the full extent that it's like 100% and back to its full health. But yeah, I mean, they've essentially like punctured it multiple times in the bottom with spears and axes and whatnot. But like, it doesn't seem like they've done irreversible damage. If you guys wanted to, take some time to try and fix these up and make them, seaworthy again, you could do so. It just would take some time.
Yeah, I mean, I'd love Azaka's input, but it seems like, we cover way more ground on water and it's way safer on water. I remember she said that from the beginning. So even if it takes a couple days, it would be worth trying. That's my thought. But obviously, if other people are like, no, we just need to be moving, then that's perfectly fine too.
Well, unless we go to where that map you just found, I mean, it looked like we would cut right over and wouldn't be taking the river anymore if we went
Yeah,
there.
that's true. Yeah.
It all depends where you want to go at this point.
Where's the next camp after? Like, where's the next spot after that? Is it Vengeance?
Yeah. Well, I guess we should say we think it's Vengeance because we thought there was a camp at Righteous.
Right.
And clearly something happened here that we don't know. So
Right. Yeah, I was just thinking of like, what's our next like map marker checkpoint?
Yeah, that looks like, if I'm counting right, 4 tiles away.
Yeah,
Take.
it's about 2 days if you're taking the river.
Yeah, Gorm would advocate pretty strongly that you can't look potential providential gifts in the mouth. We had this, 1 in 1,000 shot of this leather thing attaching itself to Brett's ankle. He is enough of a zealot to say, "Hey, let's take the hint here."
Would Azaka have any idea what might be that direction?
Yeah, if you show her the thing, she takes a good look at it and just says, I mean, it's deep jungle, the closest thing she can think of, which she will mark on your map, somewhere in this region. Did I put that on the wrong there? I did.
Yeah, I don't see anything.
Mother of pearl. How about that?
Yep.
Somewhere in that region. She'll say, it's no surprise to you, as you were just beset, is the Batiri goblin tribes kind of run through that region.
Did we face Batiri goblin tribes yesterday?
So she'll give you a little bit of insight on them, which I gotta show you this because this is one of my favorite pieces of art in the book. That one.
That's adorable.
That is so funny and cute.
That is a Batiri goblin battle stack, and they often they climb atop one another to fight. And let me tell you, the stats when they do that makes them worse at fighting, which is really annoying and dumb. But yeah, she'll kind of give you a little. There's the Batiri goblins are like cannibalistic goblins. Cannibalistic in the sense that they eat humanoids, not necessarily that they eat other goblins, but they probably would. But goblins that live in that region. There are tribes kind of dotted all over, and this region is kind of home to the biting ant tribe. But she, tells you like she didn't say anything about it because she hadn't seen any sign of them, and also they don't often come this far to the river. Like that's not kind of their thing. So she wasn't really expecting to encounter any of them. But obviously, something changed that. But who knows why they were here? I don't. If only we could ask them.
If only.
So yeah, that's the only thing that's close to that she knows of. But that's, 20 miles away from that. Something like that. Are these 10 miles each, these hexes? I don't
Yeah, that's
remember.
what it says.
Yeah.
Well, what do we all think? We have the choice to go straight to vengeance, or we could go explore this mysterious X. Or it seems like, we could go straight to Firefinger, but it feels like 3 doors.
Gamos is up for following Gorm's sign.
Any thoughts, Preston?
Yeah, I think either way is fine.
Okay. Well, if
If we want to go explore west, we can. If we want to go explore, what was the yellow circle you drew?
the goblin area.
Oh, okay.
Goblin territory.
Yeah, if Gorm and Gamos are their vote is the X, that's fine with me. I'm certainly curious as to what it is, and it does not require a boat, so
Was it a full moon last night?
Roll nature check. It was not.
Cool.
Approaching one, sure, but it was not full moon yet.
Cool.
You probably got, I don't know how long moons take, but you got some moons before the full one.
Typically 28 days is a cycle.
I wish I had a freaking calendar thing that told me the moon and the day. I wonder if I could set it up and it would act correctly. I have to figure that out.
Did the one in the
My-
burnt say the moon phase?
It started with the moon, and then somewhere along the lines, it just started showing an image instead of the moon.
Yeah, just stop with the moon. It's like, nope.
Yeah, it just stopped showing it. I don't know if the images got deleted off the internet, wherever it was pulling them from or something. I don't know. But the moon's disappeared. After your conversation, Tiny, with Ozaka and like all of this, she will eventually come to you and, thank you for the conversation, as well as say, if anything were ever to happen to me, I do not wish for you to wander around the jungle without knowing where your destination lie. And she will mark on your map Oralunga.
Hey.
This is where the oracle is. As I told you before, I do not know if he will see you. But it is there that you can find him. If I am unable to take you there.
This is good. We will get there together.
She gives you a cool forearm grasp. All right, what's the plan? You guys heading into the fucking jungles?
Think so.
foot?
Suppose so. Mm-hmm.
Heck yeah.
Ford in the river.
Heck yeah.
What do we think? Do we want to get the canoes out and hide them pretty well? And so we could come back and use them? Or do we think leaving them in the water has a more likely chance of them not being disturbed?
Well, if we're going to go to the Oracle after the X, like there might not be a need for them at all. If we're going to go somewhere else after the X, possibly.
I think.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, barring whatever the X is, I do think we should plan on going to Vengeance. Just seeing that Righteous was abandoned, we in theory we know the priestess lady who was going to Vengeance. I think it would just be a good idea to if there is a camp there, it might give us a chance to restock on some stuff and get whatever news exists. But we're obviously going way far, into the future here. So, to Will's point, we don't need them at the moment. And even if we were to go to Vengeance and then the Oracle, it doesn't seem like we would need them. So we could just leave them in the water. And if we decide they're there and they're there, we can get them when we come back.
I mean, we pull them out a little bit, right, to take a closer look at them. So it's
Yeah,
not
you
like
gotta-
they're like sunk
You got
in
it.
halfway through the river.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm fine with just leaving them.
Yeah, let's just leave them. We pulled the one out. The others are there.
How deep is the river at its deepest?
At this area, I don't think it's all that deep, but I couldn't tell you exactly. I'm sure there is an exact situation for them, but I don't know exactly. But you could easily kind of pull these to the side and get them in a spot that you feel would be safe. The events of the heavy rain, if like monsoons come through, that would be a different story. But generally speaking, you would think they would be fine.
Should be fine just fording it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're on the north side of the river already. So
Oh, we're on the
okay.
right side of the river we need to be?
Well, then
Correct.
let's go. Let's
Okay.
go.
yeah,
I thought we were
so-
on the opposite side.
Oh yeah, you are on the north side of the river. I think it's just the little thingy. But yeah, on the map, Camp Righteous. On here, it kind of shows it south, but it's on the north side of the river. So you're good.
Not worrying then.
All right. So by your map, it's about a 5-day travel to get to the X.
Okay.
5-day jungle travel. Which would take you Day 14. Wow. Over that period of time, you guys encounter small game. You encounter like a few kind of larger lumbering dinosaurs, but nothing after the first 3 days. Let me get rid of that. X. Into the jungle, do you really encounter anything of like note out there, other than small game and plants and things that Azaki tells you to avoid? She's being extra careful, and you can tell she's being extra cautious of herself. Like there's been a bit of a change in her. There is kind of a weight lifted, it seems, as well. Like just like having been able to talk to someone about this and like having this conversation with Tiny has definitely lifted something within her that makes her a little more like at ease to be around, but she is still very like cautious in these jungles, and also just very like very aware of herself. Surprisingly enough, you do come across another lumbering brontosaurus, just kind of moving in the distance here, very Jurassic Park-like, but it does not bother you. And there is another kind of like small shrine to Uptao that you come across, and maybe you get a rest nearby that shrine one night. Again, nothing of note there. But on your 13th day, the eve of your arrival in the area of the X, you come across a mangled corpse, somewhat fresh, that is like kind of hanging off of the side of a tree a little bit. And it looks to be the corpse of a male half-elf. Its clothing kind of like torn, and its body pretty like looks pretty brutalized. Scratches, blood, broken bones. It's not a great looking thing. Just kind of like hanging out of a tree, basically on your little tramps through the jungle here. Your 5-day march in the jungle. You see this kind of maybe 50 feet or so in the distance. Definitely sticks out in comparison to what you've seen thus far.
Does it seem to be just randomly here, or does it look like it's more placed there as like a warning?
Good question. It looks make a survival check. Yeah, it looks actually with that. It looks like it's kind of fallen into that position from above, from the canopy above. Like it does not look like it was placed. It looks more as if it like happenstance led it here, like it had fallen into this position.
Can
it's
I
kind of like perched and hanging in the tree.
Can we do some whatevering, investigating, perceptioning, or something about Trying to identify the wounds, seeing if there's like fur.
Yeah.
More or less thinking, are these like giant white gorillas again, or other things? Dinosaurs, goblins.
Yeah, how close are you getting?
I would get close. As I approach, though, I would look around on the floor to see if there are any like signs that like things have been moved unnaturally or trap-ish type stuff.
Yeah, do a perception or a survival check.
Oh, we're
It's
definitely
up to you.
that is with advantage.
Yeah, okay. You don't see any signs of anything around the area that looks like traps or any animal markings or anything like that. You do catch like something glinting near the base of the tree, like near the trunk of the tree. And as you get a better look at it, it actually looks like a spyglass
Ooh.
that is laying there. But other than that, you don't see anything of danger that you can see.
We'll pick up the spyglass.
As you look at it, it is surprisingly unbroken and intact. The lenses are not broken.
Cool.
It's like a little telescope.
It's a fun find.
And then
And the corpse is probably like 15 feet above you in the tree. I mean, above you, probably only like 7 to 8 feet.
yeah.
Hanging there.
Want me to poke it?
Well, I think he would take it down. Like ideally without it just like thudding, but I don't know the height difference if that's possible.
Yeah, you could kind of shimmy up into the tree a little bit and start with the help of Gamos, his also height, you know.
Just like prop it up against the tree trunk and again like inspect for any specific kinds of wounds, any identifiers of what animal or non-animal would have.
Yeah, roll a medicine check. As you get this half elf down, you can tell now that it is in fact a half elf. And from far away, what you kind of picked up on is male. You actually realize this is a female half elf. Just like really short cropped hair, and like the clothing is pretty like masculine clothing, rather than just like gender neutral, or even like it's just like it's pretty like masculine, like almost like suit type of clothing, like but yeah, roll a medicine check.
That's just 12.
You can see obviously like clear marks, like broken arm, broken leg, bruising kind of all over the place. A few things that catch your eye, there are a few like claw and or scratch marks, and as you're kind of looking over these, like Azaka kind of like points to some of the markings that look like kind of like claw marks, like grasp marks,
Like pterodactyl marks.
yeah.
Yeah,
And she says,
exactly where I was going.
yeah, she says a fall.
That's. I was just be like, can I look in the canopy and see if there was evidence that something fell through?
Yeah, and as you look up, you can see that there are some broken branches up above. That this looks like someone that has taken a great fall.
Is there anything else on the elf? Pockets or anything?
Yeah. As you kind of like pat down, you do find like a small coin pouch that has 48 gold pieces in it. And there is something else of note: a small stone that you kind of pull out of one of the like side pockets. The stone was once, it looks just like kind of a spherical, intact shape, but it has these cracks kind of running through it, and you can see inside these cracks this kind of like spider webbing cracks, and you can actually see this like very faint glow, and it's like kind of like every once in a while there's like this flicker of like spark or something inside that's like glowing. And the stone, this kind of spherical stone with these cracks in it, like you can tell the stone was once painted yellow, but it's very like worn, and the yellowish paint is very worn away.
It's not similar to the stone I pulled off our goblin, right?
No, it is
Okay.
not.
You just said painted. That was the only reason it caught my ear.
Yes. No. Yeah. So that more like medallion.
Got it.
Yeah. This just differently painted. But yeah, this seems like it was once painted a yellow color. It's just been very worn over time. But it is like sparking this faint white spark as you kind of look at, like you can see that spark through the cracks.
He would hand it to Brett because he's a little more magic-y, I guess. I mean, he wouldn't. He'd be like, okay, here,
Sure.
figure this out.
Dance,
Yeah.
magic monkey, dance.
No, not even. No, he's just like,
I know. It was just funny. It was just funny how you said it. No, yeah, I know what you meant.
Right.
And he's like,
Like, great, rock, bye, whatever.
Yeah.
Just hucks it.
Yeah.
30 feet into the woods. Just,
I'll take it.
Just whatever.
How should I describe it, Michael, so we remember this for later?
I've got it. I just did. Go ahead.
I'll accept yellow stone. It's fine. That'll give me. Tell me what it is in my brain.
Okay, cool.
Anything else?
Don't think so.
If anyone wants to roll on the stone, you can with the Arcana check.
I mean, I'll take a shot at this. It's the +0, so we're literally just rolling a dice. Hey, look at that, 15.
15 is actually not bad. Brett, though it looks broken, as you kind of look over this thing, your best guess is that it is a sending stone.
Oh, that'd be fun.
But there's something like it's cracked. It is broken. And actually, as you're kind of looking over it, Brett, with that like 15, like, oh, this is a sending stone. You kind of like think that over. You're looking at it, thinking it, and you almost you there's this static noise that starts to come from it. This, and you can see the flickering inside, kind of like growing as you're holding it, and you hear. Rue, we have arrived at Port Castiglia, though it's a damned graveyard horror show. Nothing here but mass graves and a long since abandoned supply depot. The whole place is crawling with undead. We opted to avoid it as best we could, making landfall across the inlet where the river Olong feeds into the sea. We're taking our dinghies up the river from here. The Starfallen will guide us. For the Yellow Banner, Lord Brixton. And it just kind of fades away.
Okay. Thank goodness we record these.
And once per day, you can roll an Arcana check and see if you can get it to recount messages that it has received.
Oh.
So it's like a
Oh, so it's not okay. So I don't think that was a live message. That was just something that was sent on it.
Yeah, there is this like you can tell with your 15 that this is like broken, and there is like essentially some remnants of these messages stored in it,
Got
and
it.
they can be accessed.
It's like a black box.
Yeah.
Cool. That's fun. That's different.
Yeah.
Speaking of graveyard,
Oh gosh.
He looks into the camera as he starts digging. And that's where we'll end our episode.
we go bury ourselves else.
The perfect end. I love it.
Yeah.
Put sunglasses.
Perfect. All right. Some things. Some unexpected things today. This game is so good. Let me tell you.
I don't feel bad saying this because Connor and Nate are two of my best friends. It's so much nicer with 4 people. We move so much faster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I hope you all feel like we all got to do different things. Like, you know, but we all had input and got to do stuff. Like,
Yeah. It definitely moves faster. I think there's just less of that air of like, is somebody else going to do something?
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm. And not one like, oh, am I hogging it too much or that sort of deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
There's less of that feeling.
And plus, we had a combat, and granted, you know, we intentionally were like, we're not trying to kill every one of them. We're trying to scare them away. But still, it took 10 minutes versus it being 45 minutes.
Yeah. Or taking half the session.
Yeah.
Mhm. One of those things.
Sorry, Nate. Sorry, Connor. You've been canceled. Bye.
Yeah.
Start your own campaign.
Yeah.
You can be the pterodactyl folk
That'd be fun.
when we get there. You've been demoted to NPC.
They can do a campaign for the pterodactyl folk from the pterodactyl folks' perspective.
There you go.
That way, when the campaigns collide, the audience is like, "Oh, we don't know who to root for."
I love it. It's wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be a fun thing to do. Just be an NPC. Like have someone DM and then you'd be like, no, you're gonna be all these NPCs. It'd be fun. It'd be like semi co-DMing, but not really.
Yeah.
Yeah, you need to know enough.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty sweet. Wow.
Spyglasses don't do anything, right? Like they don't give you advantage or anything. I don't-
think they do.
Advantage on perception.
Is it
Yeah,
advantage? Oh.
Advantage on perception that deals with sight. Yeah.
Oh, the compendium
You have
doesn't
to-
say that at all.
You have to be looking through it, and even if it doesn't, that's what I would give you.
Cool. Yeah.
Uh,
It just says.
We've used one in a campaign before.
Well, we had one for the burn. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I thought it was too. And then I looked it up and I was like, oh, it just magnifies something twice. Like it doesn't even say advantage. It's like, that's dumb.
You would get advantage on any.
Well,
checks from it.
anyone else can have that because I have advantage on perception rolls.
Almost will take it.
Yeah. I'm only a +2, so I'm sure there's someone else who could do better.
Plus, I have a good chance of getting to a high ground.
Yeah.
could be useful. Wow. A lot of stuff today. I remember when Connor sent the message in the group that was like, have fun at the Oracle.
LOL. I mean, when he said that,
I started laughing.
when he said that, I knew that was ridiculous. Like, yeah, there was no world where that was going to happen.
It was good. But you did get places. That's for
Yeah.
sure.
We at least know where the Oracle is now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that in of itself is a win.
That is a definite win.
I also
Yeah,
got some
Jane.
pretty good foreshadowing that the guide is fixing to really die horribly.
Well,
You gained her trust. She would not have given it to you if Tiny didn't gain her trust. That is straight up there.
just gotta get to pterodactyl land and
Yeah,
steal ourselves Majora's Mask back.
yeah.
So I guess real quick, and I can roll for it.
Yeah.
The black box, I'm just going to start calling it that,
I love it. That's great.
said Port Castigliar, right?
Uh-huh.
Based on, the little research we've done, the time we've been in, like knowing that Port Castigliar is on the map and marked,
Mhm.
how could I take a guess at how long ago I think that message was? Like he said, there's a sea of undead here. I would think that would be pretty long ago that they would have cleared that. Or is it a case where like, oh yeah, that's an area where we don't go because the undead are there? Do you see what I'm asking?
Yeah, that's a good question. Let me double check before I give you an answer one way or the other would make you. That's glacial. Yes. Okay. So what you would know just of general like coming to Port Hope is like the basically last bastion of like civilization here and like the most civilized place. There are a few other cities. A lot of like Mesro is on the map. Mbala is on the map. Kirsabal. These are cities that existed long ago at some point in time. Mbala and Mesro more recently than some of the others. Port Castigliar is basically just a port in name at this point. The fact that they mentioned a supply depot and that it's a graveyard horror show abandoned supply depot is like it's probably fairly accurate, especially knowing about the undead now that you know more about that. That's less shocking about the undead part.
So
But yeah,
it could be pretty recent then.
It could be recent. Yeah.
Gotcha. So there's not much new. There's no nuggets there to give us a clue as to how long ago it was. It was like, yep, that could have been a week ago or a year ago.
Correct.
Okay, got it.
And for funsies, I'll just put my little drawing on the map. Maybe that will help us remember to check the black box.
I wonder if this is going to turn into like The Walking Dead, where they tracked like the herds of the zombies, and avoided them.
I also wonder that. Castigliar. Yeah, apparently it's how it's pronounced. Castigliar. It's not what he said. Not what Lord Brixton said. whoever that is.
And we didn't recognize that name, right?
Correct.
Cool.
None of you recognize that name.
Dun dun dun.